Welcome to the Pathways to Wholeness podcast. I'm Michael Warmoth, and I thank you for joining us for this next episode of meditative teaching. Please note that these meditations were recorded in a tropical environment with the windows and doors open, so you will hear birds and other sounds in the background. Try not to let them distract you from the words. Okay, let's just settle in, relax, maybe take a few breaths and just listen to the music before the teaching starts. We know now that peace is available to us. We have heard that. We have known that. And we also know that it is our own efforts to stay in control that make that peace seem unavailable and distant. And so our journey is to acknowledge and accept that it is our own efforts. That resistance is our choice right now. If we are resisting, we are choosing it. And when we can acknowledge and accept that, we can decide if that's really what we want. It is an inward journey, a focus on our energetic processes, becoming sensitive to what we are doing energetically, Resistance is a use of energy. It is effort. It is will. The will is used to counteract the natural impulse to express our authentic selves. That is what we do with our will. There is within us the constant impulse to be authentic, to be connected, to be at peace and joy and in love. It is the basis of all our desires. But our conditioning and our education and all those influences have taught us that our desires are met by the world, by what we have or what we do or who we're with. That is what will bring us peace and connection we want. We learn that we might find peace in the future if we accomplish certain things. But peace is available to us right now, if only we will stop resisting it. That is not a claim that you are going to be able to just stop in this moment and all of a sudden experience peace. Although it does happen, it's unlikely that a person is going to all of a sudden completely let go of a lifetime of conditioning and be open to all the energetic consequences of that. It would be overwhelming, just as it was overwhelming when we decided that we needed control. And so our path is more one of titration, the slow adjustment to authentic energy and presence. But we must be dedicated to the process. It has to happen all the time. But we can be understanding, forgiving, and compassionate that it is difficult, that we do forget to keep our mind on the present, that we do forget that the ego and the identity are not real, that we do forget that the intelligence, the creativity, the love of the infinite consciousness is all within us right now. It is not up to us to make things happen and to figure out how to do things. It is already known within us. We think of ourselves in certain ways. We have ideas about ourselves, judgments, shortcomings, failures. It is difficult to accept that these are not real and they are not true. They're just ideas in our mind, and they don't reflect reality or the truth at all. It is tempting to misconstrue what reality is. You hear people say, it's all very well when you're sitting and meditating, but what about when you're in the real world? As if meditating wasn't the real world. Of course, what they are referring to is the effort of accomplishing goals, of surviving the struggle without the help of that infinite intelligence, without guidance, without miracles, without the flow of the constant creative power of the infinite. When we are open and in the flow, there is no question about whether we are safe and whether we will have enough and whether everything is okay. There are miracles. Things change. Things come from unexpected sources. People show up when we need them. And so, that should be the focus of our day. To relax and let the intelligence within us show us what can be done. Of taking the risk of letting go and trusting. So, in this moment, let us remember that intelligence, that creativity, that light is here, is real, is the nature of who we are. And when we feel resistance, when we feel like that is blocked somehow, let us remember that it is just our fear of our own power, our own light, our own creativity and love, joy and peace. And we can ask ourselves, is this what I want? To fight that? We can ask for help. In other words, pray. Dedicate ourselves to opening the line of communication between our awareness and the infinite, opening our mind to the infinite. And if we don't have faith that there is an infinite consciousness, that there is one power, one intelligence, one loving, creative source, then we know that we are insisting on control. And we know that that will not work. And we must remember that there is that within us that knows the truth. As much as we may claim we have no faith or trust, there is that within us which knows it's already true, and that our insistence on the way things are is an operation of the ego and the identity, an intellectual, abstract idea. None of that can help us. We already know that. We can see that that is true. We must learn the difference between the dissociated state of the thoughts and the mind and the ego and the identity, and the experiential state of presence, of connection, of harmony. And what is required is to let go. If we pay attention, we begin to notice where we are holding, how we are holding. Be assured that the spirit of life is alive within you, is intelligent, is creative, is power. It is the infinite expressing in you. It is the reality of who you are. It has nothing to do with who you think you are or what you think should be true. It is known in the realm of experience, being present, becoming an empty vessel. Let yourself go. Let that flow of the present become conscious in your awareness. Let yourself feel this moment. Feel the present. Let it fill your awareness. There is nothing that can stop you if that is what you truly desire. It is only your own unwillingness that keeps you on edge. You may think you have something to lose, but there is nothing lost, and so much is gained. Let that light come into your consciousness. Let it fill you. You are precious to that light. It expresses itself through you. Thank you for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you'd like more information on these meditations and teachings, visit pathwaystosurrender.com. You might be interested in our other podcast, Pathways to Surrender. These are guided meditations designed to support you in letting go of whatever tensions or false ideas you might be holding about how things really are, and reaching a state of peace and surrender. That's Pathways to Surrender. Look for the next episode soon. We're uploading them every couple of days. See you next time.